Welcome to the Rusted Garden. Today I'm going to show you how to control spider mites on your bean plants. This is a pole bean and it's well over, let me just show you how tall it is. It's well over 8 feet tall. It's been doing really well in this container. But I noticed a yellowing pattern starting probably a week ago and a little bit slow getting to resolving it. But when you start seeing a pattern like this, it's a clue that you probably have an insect on the underside. And what I have here are spider mites. And if I turn over the leaf, you can see little brown specks on there. Now you can't really make out what they look like. So I highly recommend you get a magnifying glass for your garden. And I don't think you'll be able to see it in there, but the magnifying glass just really helps you identify what might be insects, what might be a disease. But I took a picture of the spider mite, that little brown spot that you see on there, with my iPad and magnify it. And that's a spider mite. That's what's on the underside of the leaves. That's what those little brown specks are. And there's an egg right there too. I'll put this into the video, but this is what we're going after, is the spider mite. Now, spider mites are really resistant to sprays. So even 7 spray that you might use, they're resistant to that. If you use another spray, they're resistant to that. So I haven't been able to find an insecticide that works. But the problem with spider mites is that the 7 spray or chemical sprays or organic sprays kill off the beetle that actually eats them. So we're going to take care of this with water. And as you work your way up, you can see little speckling on here. The spider mites, let's see if I can see it. There's brown spots all right in there to the left of the finger on screen right there. Spider mites, and they work their way up. We're going to wash all this off with water. Every single leaf is going to get a jet of water, wash everything down. That can help because the spider mites are weak. They're not going to be able to climb back up here, but you're going to take them off. It will also wash off the stronger insects that are good insects. They won't die. And then we're going to spray this with neem oil, because neem oil may not kill the spider mites. It can. If it's an oil, it coats it, it smothers them. But it will take care of the eggs that are on there. So this is how you take care of it in a way that doesn't kill off all the good insects that would naturally eat them. So you can use this process for any plant that has spider mites, really, or weak insects, and like for tomato plants, for instance. And all you're going to really do is soak the undersides of the leaves. Fragile leaves, be a little more careful with how strong the jet is. This is pretty strong. But just wash them all off and work your way up. And then I'll show you how I put the spray on. And I'm actually just did a video on diatomaceous earth and on a wet application. So I'm going to use the diatomaceous earth wet spray with some neem oil and some soap and spray the undersides of these leaves. But this is the best way to wash off the bad insects, the good insects, and then really treat for the eggs and not destroy the ecosystem. The biggest problem with using insecticides is they kill off the good insects too. And in the case of spider mites, the insecticides rarely even kill the spider mites. Now that I sprayed down the undersides of the leaves, I took off all the weak leaves and the lower leaves. This makes it harder for any mites to climb back up if they were going to try. But the beetles or the good insects can go right up the stems and get back to where they want to go. Now remember, the mites usually start on the bottom and they work their way up. So we sprayed all the leaves, and this is what I'm going to use on the underside. This is 32 ounces, my inverted sprayer that you can turn upside down. I sell that on my blog or at my seed shop. And mixed in here, and this is new, so on new sprays, and anytime you use a new spray, I highly recommend you test spray. Spray a couple of leaves, wait 48 hours. Because what may work in my area may be different in your area. You may use different soap. Different things can happen, and you don't want to spray an entire plant and damage it. So test spray. That's on you. So in here, 1 quart of water, 1 tablespoon of diatomaceous earth. I just used that for a video I did on DE. And you can put in 1/2 of a teaspoon to 1 teaspoon of neem oil. This is a 1/2 teaspoon of neem oil, and just enough soap so that when you mix up the water, the oil gets dispersed through the whole bottle. And we're going to just spray the undersides of the leaves, coat them nicely, and do that all the way up. This is to take care of any spider mites that may be left on there, They are really resistant to different kinds of sprays. Neem oil will take care of any eggs left on there. And we've washed off the good insects, the bad insects, and I'm just going to work my way up. Now you would put this neem oil on about every 3 days for 3 applications to really kind of control an infestation or a problem. I'm also going to feed this a nice strength nitrogen water soluble fertilizer, get some nitrogen to the leaves, help them green back up. You could use a chemical fertilizer, you could use fish emulsion, you could use whatever works for you in your garden. But just remember to spray the undersides of the leaves with this. You don't need to spray the tops. We're working on the undersides for spider mites. You can also use this for tomato plants and other places that you see infestations. But when you do, since it's a new plant, retest your sprays. Hope this video was helpful. Please check out my seed and garden shop at www.therustedgarden.com. Thanks for watching.